Question: how can you make more money? Keep that question in the back of your mind. We'll get right back to it. The sensitivity of men to small matters and their indifference to great ones represents a strange inversion. Blaise Pascal. I want to talk to you about a very powerful mental model that can help you think more clearly and ultimately make better decisions. It's called inversion. The German mathematician Carl Jacobi would always tell his students, invert, always invert. And inversion is basically taking a question and flipping it on its head. So for example, you may ask the question, how do I win a match in tennis? Let's use tennis as an example. So in tennis, there's this example of unforced errors. You don't want to make mistakes. If you reduce the amount of mistakes, you're more likely to win. Now, many people would ask the question, how do I win this match? Whereas a better question may be, how do I not lose it? And when you ask that question, you think about how can you minimize your mistakes. That's a very powerful way about solving problems. This also applies to, for example, losing weight. The New Year's is coming. A lot of people ask the question, well, how can I lose weight? Well, if you inverted that question, you could ask the question, how do I not gain weight? And then you may be able to identify certain habits that are in your lifestyle that may be causing you to gain weight. Similarly, when we come to finance, some of the greatest minds in finance have always asked the question that is against the stream. Most people ask the question, how do I make more money? They ask the question, how do I not lose money? And this has been asked by Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio. Many other people have asked this question fundamentally. Because when you realize it, when the tide is rising, all the ships rise. But when the tide declines and you are, for example, invested in high risk assets, everything goes down. And so rather than that, if you have a slow and steady stream to build, you're much more likely to achieve your goal. But that comes from inversion thinking. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's right-hand man, has always had a quote that's been quite funny to me, where he says, all I want to know is where I'm going to die so that I'll never go there. And that really captures the essence of inversion, to protect yourself from losses. But in that protection of yourself from losses, you can ultimately get way ahead of the curve, whether that's trying to manage your weight, whether that's trying to win a tennis match, or whether that's trying to do better in finances. Invert, always invert. Hope this helps you and your team. All the best to you. Go out there and make the world a better place.